Hey, this is Jason Ruff with the Front End Coding Bootcamp class. This is our week 3 assignment. This week we were challenged in our class to use Bootstrap. So that's the new um, framework that we're learning. So our coding assignment was to create a new website using HTML and Bootstrap. The website must be 2 pages. We must have a bootstrap navbar table and form, and then use the grid format throughout the website. And then when the window size gets smaller, so if the person is viewing on a mobile phone, we want the elements to stack. So let's go through the code and look at how we achieve those. So here we're open in VS Code. We have our website open. Here's our 2 pages, our index HTML serving as our home page. And then it just did a quick about page. Sticking with the pool cleaning theme here. So we got a new page for West Valley Pro Pools. Oh, I should mention here a couple other files you see. This one comes with the Bootstrap that we downloaded. Git ignore with the node modules in here. This is another thing that they want to see included on each assignment moving forward. And this just helps protect certain information from getting out via the website. So looking back at the website, here's our nav bar. So one of our requirements was a nav bar. It has links to both pages here. So you'll see those. Links to our about page and back to our home page here. We use the built-in classes here. So container fluid that stretches it across the whole team, whole screen. Navbar brand that allows like the brand name in the middle there. There's a couple different types of navbar settings there, and the rest of these just control it on collapse there. Yeah, okay, so moving down here, here's our table. This table shows the pool services that we offer. We're taking advantage of the table and table stipend bootstrap classes here. So there we have our services on our table. We did table and then table striped, and we'll see what that means in a minute here. Here we define some padding. So that just, or sorry, margin. So this just means margin top. We did 4 picks. It's a 1 through 5 scale on that one. And here you'll start to see we're using the grid system here. We have a class row. Nested in that, we have a class column. And then on the small screen, we want it to take up a width value of 6 there out of 12. Below that, kind of the same grid system we're using here. We talked about the table and the table striped. And let's take a look at this page after we look at this form here. So we were also tasked with creating a form. Here we utilized the form label and then the form control. Those are built-in classes with Bootstrap. Those just help with some of the features of the form. Yeah, we added a margin of 3 on this one, and that just separates out the content. So we'll open our live server here and see what this page looks like. There it is. Okay. West Valley Pro Pools. All right. So we're on the home page here. Welcome to West Valley Pool Pros. That's our H1 there, our paragraph styling. You can see here on this screen, it's the wider layout. But when we bring that closer, we should expect to see that it turns into our stacked model here. We have the breakpoints at small, so it should be 576. There we go. So we must have reached that threshold of 576 pixels. You'll see here our nav bar became a nice nested cascading nav bar here with that toggle button there. All right, let's keep moving on before we check out the about page. Let's check out the code here first. Oh, another cool thing I just noticed here, the Bootstrap CSS and the Bootstrap JS, we use the CDN to bring in the Bootstrap framework. You can also use the the npm method. We use that in class. I believe this week and that was helpful to learn how to bring down a specific version of Bootstrap. But this is just another way to do it. So to do it this way, you just literally go to the Bootstrap website. I have that up here. Not cooperating with me. And then this is just the website. You go down here and you can just copy these. This script you'll see sometimes at the bottom. You definitely want it to load last. So I like to keep them up top and use the defer method here. This means that these lines of code will be read after the closing body tag down here. But keeping them up top for if you get really long code going, scrolling down to that can be kind of cumbersome. So keep it up top, use that defer. It'll achieve the same objective. All right, we have our same nav bar here, so I won't go over this again, but this is great for consistency across the site. If you build it on your index HTML, you can just copy it over to any other pages. And then our last one is we have a kind of a container here showcasing the grid system. I wanted to do some nesting with that. So here's where we show that we're adding our margin top. That's what the MT4 is. You could do padding, top, bottom, left, right. And then here's where you'll see where we're setting the columns in the grid. That's a value of 8. So that'll take up 3/4 of the screen there. And then this this highlight of our team members here, the old John Doe and Jane Smith combination. That will help. That one will be 1/3. So let's check out this page here. All right. So there we have our two containers, or our container with our two divs. And let's see how they. Oh, and you'll see this one has kind of that value of 8, that value of 4. If we're working off a 12-point value, that's 2/3 and 1/3 there. Let's see, and this is just a container, not container fluid. So you can see as the window expands, it does not, it always keeps some of that margin on the sides. It's not full screen across it. Good example of that is our nav bar. That's container fluid. It'll always be the width of the screen, no matter how wide or shallow we go. All right, let's see what this looks like when we get it stacked. There we go. So once we break that, once we reach our breakpoint of 576 pixels or small, the small layout in Bootstrap, we did that. So, all right, so that's our site. Those are our objectives. I believe we checked all of them. Our last step here is always to upload it to our GitHub. So the way I did that is I opened my GitHub page here. I created a repository called week3, and then I went back to VS Code and I started my my terminal commands. So look at this window set up here. Oh boy. And I left it up this week, so we'll get to see it, mistakes and all. So I did this a little out of order. I got rusty on it a little bit, but there we initialized. We added it. Here I messed up. I didn't add all of the files in the repository, so I had to go back and do the git add with the space and the period. That adds all the files. And then we pushed it, and here's our success. And then when we came back to GitHub, it's so cool. It shows you right away that it's updated. So I saw the files are now, there we go, that are about in our index. I think actually I shouldn't have the workspace in there. I'll remove that. That was kind of a learning moment on this one, but that's it for week 3. Thank you very much.